Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by the new cushion on my couch. It's Mikey G. Wolfie 3. Hello, Mikey.
Hello, Andrew.
Do you know why you're the new cushion on my couch?
Is it because you're pushing it?
No, because I've skinned you and stuffed you.
That's darker than I was going for, and I was going for something fairly dark.
It's how you truly show love to your friends when you kill them, take their skin and fill them with stuffing for a cushion. I like to think of myself as the future Ed Gein, you know? A bit of the bit of the hipster Ed Gein, if you would, bit of throwback, you know? Tip of the hat. Gein. Yeah. He was a lad. He was a trickster, that Ed Gein. Ooh, what a rascal! What a rascal he was. How's it going this week, Mr. Mikey?
Not too bad.
Good. There's not much way in the land of Transformers, which again, it's January, or what I found out recently, Veganuary for vegans, because it's a vegan January, which I was horrified to hear that they've claimed a month, because it's ridiculous.
Take that, months.
Yeah. I only like someone told me, and I went, that's why Channel 4 has been so aggressive about showing vegan shows and telling everyone that they're evil for eating meat. I was like, oh well.
Someone tell the lions?
What's that? Oh, someone tell the lions. Yeah, I was just like, well, you know, fulfill the stereotype, I suppose, of the vegan looking down at people for the most part. Never mind.
I mean, I've never met a vegan who's actually that bad.
No, not in person, but on the internet. And
yeah, but they're not real people.
And also, it seems like the media it usually tends to lean that way as well. But no, in person, the vegan usually doesn't seem to be that aggressive.
The vegan, as they call
the
them,
vegan.
The clouds.
No, yes.
The vegan descends.
Yeah, they're like it's like from that's what V was about. Do you remember the old sci-fi series V?
Oh, they were actually vegans.
Yes. Because they didn't eat animals, they ate us, so it was fine.
How do you like it? Nah.
Silly lizard people. Yeah, Transformers news this week. Not a lot, so we're going to kick off with, hey, it's Mikey's favourite section. It's the crappy corner.
Yay!
So, Mikey.
It's Andy World.
It's Andy's world. It's luckily not Bobby's World, which was a terrible cartoon. Do you remember Bobby's World?
No, I don't actually.
You're lucky. Praise Mikey. So, Mikey, if you have a significant other or someone who you want to repel romantically, I have the perfect solution for you. Transformers Evergreen.
Introduce them to you?
Well, probably. Yeah, that'd be a way to do it.
This is my Andy.
Please, love me. As I vomit on myself.
You're lovely. You've got nice feet. I like feet.
You'd be cradling me in your arms as I'm like vomiting on you.
Marry me, you marry me, you become a parent.
Yeah. You marry me, you get him. Kill me. My only purpose is
every moment I live is agony.
Oh, it's perfect. But no, Mikey, if you want to put off the fairest sex, you can give them a lenticular Valentine's Day card from the Transformers Evergreen line. That's right, you can get these cards.
No.
You can get these cards from Walmart.
No,
I'm assuming...
I can't.
Oh, well, no, you can't, but people can.
I won't. They shouldn't.
But Mikey, let me tell you of the Valentine's Day pack.
I would rather print off something on A4 and then hand it over.
But Mikey, for this set of 32 cards for Valentine's Day...
What fandango gigolo is going around that needs to give away 32 Transformers-related Valentine's cards?
A fucking pimp, son.
Or
that's what I'm saying.
What about a fella, like, what if he's just with the one person and he's like saying, well, I need to be ready for the next 3 decades?
3 decades? That's still 10 Valentine's Day cards a year. That's intense.
No, Andy, 3 decades would be
Oh.
1 card a year.
That's okay, yeah. I thought you said 3 years. Ooh, boo, boo, boo. Well, not only that, Mikey, they're cheap as chips, as they're $2.48.
Yes, yeah, they are.
But not only that, Mikey, chip in another $2.48, and you can also get this, Mikey. You can also get 32 temporary tattoos.
But how, Andy? How am I going to, deal with, Actually, no, I just thought of a big saving this will make.
All
Because
right.
once you buy these and give these away, you will save a mint on an engagement ring.
That's true. That's true.
Because you ain't using one.
No, it's unlikely. It's highly unlikely that that if you gave a Valentine's Day card of a Transformer to someone, they would appreciate it. There will be a percentage. I'm just saying the percentage will be dramatically lower than what's suggested here.
Yeah.
But the designs we have are as exactly boring as you would think, as we have some Bumblebee ones, some Optimus Prime ones, and a Megatron one. There's 3 Bumblebees, one in his vehicle mode, 3 Optimus Primes, a Prime and Megatron fighting, and then a Megatron on his own. That's it. 32. 8 designs, apparently. Lenticular, Mikey. Lenticular.
Oh, well, Andy, I mean, you keep saying that.
Lenticular. Oh, girl. So you're saying
Baby,
that these don't tickle
When
you?
I think of you, I think lenticular.
Lenticular.
Where are you going, baby? Baby, why? Baby, that's not the direction to the bedroom. That's the way to my front. Baby, you're opening the door. You're letting the cold air in. The dinner will get... Baby, your car's driving off. Baby, why are the police coming back towards the house? Baby, no! Baby, no! And then you're single and arrested.
I don't even think the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air could pull off the Transformers lenticular cards. And he was a smooth motherfucker.
He was a smooth motherfucker.
He was a smooth motherfucker from Bel-Air. But not only that, Mikey, also in the crappy corner this week are the Transformers Bumblebee Play Pack Activity Book.
For Valentine's Day.
I mean, it could be. It seems to be a non-seasonal activity book, so it could be used at any time of the year for a
you love me?
whole
No.
$1. An entire $1. Which I'm making
Does
sound
look
more
like
than
would
it
cost-
is.
and I was going to say, it does look like it costs $1.
It does certainly look like that. If you just do $1 more, you could sign up for the Moonbase 2 podcast Patreon page.
Yeah, you could buy this, or you could buy one of those packs of cards, or you could pay for 4 months of us
Yes.
and get more out of it. And we're probably quicker to get you in bed with your significant other, male and or female, than those Valentine's cards are. Because we will literally just tell them to sleep with you. Hey, you, listen out there, you, sleep with that person.
I think we
Do
would
it.
be as successful as the Valentine's Day
No,
card.
no, because you know what? Because you know what? Those cards will never work. There'll be one person who, if you play us saying do it over and over again, will do it because they just want the noise to stop.
I can see that.
Do it now!
Yeesh.
Yow!
Well, Mikey, this coloring book has 25 pages to be colored. It has one single sheet of stickers. 4 crayons in the amazing colors of yellow, red, blue, and gren, also known as green, in a decorative foil type bag. So there you go. I remember coloring books from back in my day. Well, actually, when I think of the Transformer coloring books, I remember them always being at school and always being mostly colored in poorly, and I got incredibly annoyed when I saw a red Megatron.
Slapping the nearest child. This is wrong!
I don't know who did it. I was the first person to get that book that day, but I just remember looking at it and being annoyed profusely, but
throwing
he's
it at the
grey. You
Throwing
have
it
a
at the
pencil.
What if he was good? Then he'd be white. It's called shattered glass.
No, don't be that person. Oh no.
Yes.
Do any of these tickle you, Mr. Mikey? I mean, probably not, I would assume, but you never know. I'll give you the option.
Moving on.
All right, Mikey, do you want to take us on to some third-party news?
Exquisite Toys revealed a Dark of the Moon Megatron prototype. This is a new third-party company.
Oh my god.
I believe it's licensed. Is it licensed?
It
doesn't look like.
I don't know. Maybe.
But Exquisite Toys. Like, let's see if they have an existing toy line, and that will tell us, or at least give us a hint, because maybe they're a new licensed thing. But yeah, copy paste my ass.
Oh. So you're suggesting that they're not a new company, but they are newly acquired the license? Is that what you're getting at?
It could be, but they could also be a brand new third-party company. It's difficult to say. They have
Okay.
a Facebook page. Let us check the Facebook page. Basically, they have done a pretty show accurate. I can't because I'm not logged into Facebook on my computer. They've done a pretty show accurate version of Dark of the Moon Megatron, a design a lot of people love, and I've never really understood why. If I'm honest. But yeah, so we get to see it in all its glory. Like I said, I don't think this transforms.
It doesn't look like it.
It might, and it simply is crazy third-party engineering. In which case, it is not official. Wait and see. Because we don't have a name or anything. But yeah, like, one thing to really note, the paint job in this thing is kind of sublime.
Yeah.
It's a really, really, like, this is a 3A, 3.0 kind of paint job from back in the World War Robots day.
Definitely, yeah. It looks lead. Like, it looks like he was grey, and he's just got colours upon colours just kind of on top of him, and then muck as well, which is really nice. And they got the rusting effects down on the chains really well.
Yeah, no, like, it's come together extremely well in terms of visuals. In terms of design, it's that design. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, you're not. But
he does have the elephant killing gun.
He does.
That is a very cool gun.
It's a lovely gun. To the point where they made sure you got it in a toy line. How many years later? 2-3 years later?
Something like that, yeah.
But yeah, I think this guy, if you're into your Dark of the Moon Megatron, this is one to keep your eye on.
Maybe, unless it doesn't transform, and then, well, we know the usual...
Filthy Action Master.
Exactly.
Filthy, sexless Action Master.
But what if it does transform? Which it might.
Then it's not... It's probably still filthy, but it's not an Action Master.
That's true.
Then it's just a robot. But yeah, no, I think this turned out pretty well. What's your thoughts on Andy?
I'm interested to see if it does transform or not. I think that's going to be... Because it doesn't look like it can, at least from the images. It looks like there might be some hinges here and there, but I don't know if that's just for, articulation or if that is for a transformation gimmick. We don't know yet, and there doesn't seem to be information at this time to really suggest it. Usual, I think for us to say they're not our designs that we go for really, but I think it's a solid execution. It seems like we live in an age where there's a hard lean for masterpiece scaled things, and I'd say a fairly hard lean as well for the movie stuff.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that these days.
It's strange because
the movie nostalgia. I think the movie nostalgia. How would you phrase it?
It makes sense that it kicks
the great
in
merry-go-round of nostalgia is winding up.
But
on the movie.
Here's the strange thing. For me, it feels like we've skipped generations of nostalgia. We had the G1 nostalgia, which is still going on even now, which we've mentioned. The Beast Wars was like a toe was dipped into the water, and we've got maybe 3 toes.
This little side project that's going along beside it.
Yeah, and then RID, yeah, the Unicron trilogy, yeah. Now, whether we like it or not, or you like it or not, it seems strange that those eras have been just leapfrogged and completely ignored to now go to the movie. I'm assuming it's because the movie pulled in so much money for Hasbro.
Yes, you can't deny it hit a wider audience than anything else.
It did, certainly. I'm guessing that's probably why it happened, which, I guess that means, like, we probably... What do you think the next like nostalgia boom for Transformers will be? Will it be Prime? Will it be? I'm thinking of things after the movies. So maybe animated, but probably not. Would it be Cyberverse? Would it be RID, the other one, the one we didn't
It's
like?
difficult to say, really,
Yeah.
because we've never been able to predict a nostalgia boom.
No.
To be honest, I think the problem is the nostalgia boom at the moment is being dominated by G1.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Certainly.
Every time we get a chance for a new nostalgia boom, they swing it around to say like, "Hey, do you remember this?" I
Mm.
mean, Beast Wars is kind of undergoing at least the start of a nostalgia. I won't say boom yet, but like we're getting it in Masterpiece, we're getting it in third party. Like, and remember, up until very, very recently, the idea of getting like little Generations toys in um, Beast War, like, where Beast Wars related was like, oh my god, it's some sort of devil thing.
Yeah. It's true.
So I'd say we're currently just hitting Beast Wars, but it says something that Beast Wars is so late.
Yeah. It's super late. Super late. So I don't know. I do hope that we get a new nostalgia boost. But I'm sure for the people that love the movies, this is a pretty decent time. But I say pretty decent. I mean quite an expensive time. It's like again, it's like the people who go in on the Masterpiece toys. I imagine for those who like that stuff, it's very hard at the moment to decide unless you've got a very specific aesthetic. Which company do you choose?
Yeah.
Do you go with Hasbro? Because it seems like maybe at this point Hasbro Takara is not the Masterpiece toy to go for.
Well, for me, like, if I was going a Masterpiece toy of a character that has both a third party and a Masterpiece representation, I'd probably go third party because the finances are not there.
That's the thing.
Like I was watching Jobby's review of Transform Element OP,
Yep.
and $150
Yeah.
for a toy that does, I'd say, as much. Like, the transformation is not particularly less engineered or parts heavy or movement heavy as MP44.
Yeah, it still looked
the robot
unpleasant.
Yeah, the robot mode looks fairly clean.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter. And you don't get a bunch of accessories that are really only there to inflate the price. And anyone who tells me, like, oh no, well, we had to have the trailer, I'll give you the trailer. But the vast majority of MP44's accessories and parts and everything else are there to bump that up to $450, $500.
I was also
And
really
don't
happy to see
tell
that
me
the.
it's... Ugh.
I was really happy as well to see that they didn't have the open the door so you can put the small figures in, because I don't think I
Yeah.
think that's a massive detriment to have a hollow space in those vehicle modes. So to just ignore that and just focus on making it a robot and a truck was a big thing that helped it. Like I say, I still think that the actual transformation that Jobby showed still looked overly messy and complex and not like fun, at least from my perspective, to do. But it seemed to show off a better looking product. Although the silhouettes are slightly different, they're close enough that I wouldn't care because the price is so vastly different.
There is a $300 to $350 price difference.
And at least 150 compared to the Black Convoy, right? Without the trailer.
Yeah, which is like, you know, I said before, I'm really glad we've got a version of MP44 where you don't have a bunch of accessories you don't need. But that toy is still more expensive than Beast Wars Megatron.
Yeah.
Who was, I think we all agree, a bit overly expensive.
A tad. It seemed from our perspective, at least. Yeah.
Like, it kind of makes sense when you see just how big he is, but like, people have been trying to defend this to me for a while, in honesty, especially the MP44, because I have not been silent about it.
No.
And I appreciate if you individually are willing to spend that kind of money on it. I appreciate if you're able to go to the Earthrise Optimus and say, I'm willing to spend an extra $20 for a box. But one, in Ireland, it's not an extra $20. It's more like an extra $30. And two, I will never engage with those. They are going to go in a box and go in the back of my cupboard because either I don't have the shelf space or a lot of those things don't interest me.
Mm.
And that is a ridiculous amount of money to spend on something you're not going to engage with. Like, if I bought flame toys, you damn well know I'm going to be using everything that comes with a flame toy, because I'm just like, I spent money on this. I use this.
Yeah.
I take it down, like I'll put a Figma up sometimes and not look at it for a while, but like, if I get paid, that flame toy is coming down.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't, in my opinion, you genuinely can't justify buying that when there are cheaper options. And especially, like, I remember, wasn't that long ago, we all used to complain about how expensive the third-party masterpieces were relative to the G1 ones.
Yeah,
the
it's
official
weird.
G1, the Takara ones, and now it's like, it's gone completely the other direction.
Not completely. There are definitely some masterpieces which I'm sure are more than the Takara one, but not in terms of Optimus Primes. Not that I can't think of any.
I find it hard to think of one who's the same character.
Yeah.
Like, there's, there are ones that cost more than other masterpiece toys, but
yeah,
I can't think of one where there's like, I would be very curious to see how much a recent masterpiece third-party Hound costs relative to the official.
Oh, no one's making Hound. Actually, that's not true. People are making Hound.
Hound has been made, I believe.
I would guess Fans Toys probably have made a Hound, as they seem to have made all of them. Like, Fans Toys have been making masterpiece-styled Transformers for a very long time at this point, so yeah, they probably do have one, I would think.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wait and see.
Shall I take us on, Mikey?
Yes.
This one is a quickie one, but it's from Shockwave Lab, the SL67 beam effect part for the Siege figures. I mean, it's exactly what it says on the tin. It is a translucent clear blast part that you can stick onto the tips of guns. It can come in orange for Autobots and purple for Deceptions. Poiple. They are 120 millimeters long and compatible with the 3mm ports. So yeah, like I say, it comes in the two colors. No information on the price or the release date, but we've got some images. It comes in two parts. You have the beam, and then you have the I guess the eruption from the gun. Yeah, the blast
call it the blast effect.
Yeah. What do you think of these, Mikey? I think they're quite nice. I think they're a decent accessory.
I like the idea of them.
Yeah.
The actual execution, not so much. I think it's very telling that a lot of these pictures we see are very dramatic shots that also make it look like these widen slightly as they move down the rod.
Was that not the? I mean,
no,
these are specific. No. That's what I'm saying. These are specifically for action. You're probably not going to have these just stuck on your toys and then put on the shelf.
Yeah,
is what I'm
but
saying.
Like when I think about what you do with other effect parts, like you can do that. Like there are blast effects that you stick them on and it's supposed to look like it's shooting.
Yeah, that's true.
I would see this in that range. I wouldn't see it in the range of for photographers.
Yeah.
Like people who like having a bit more drama or action in their displays. That's what this is for. And I think there are existing options out there that do this better, like from other toy lines or from other creators.
Oh, certainly. Robot Damacy have been doing a really good job with the Gundam anime line for their blast and just general effects parts on their stuff. That stuff looks amazing.
These look like, hey, here's a glowy stick.
Yeah. I mean, if these are cheap, like if these are dirt cheap, then fair enough.
Oh yeah. And like Shockwave Lab, from what I understand, doesn't go crazy on prices or anything. So.
Yeah. No, they're usually pretty good for them. And I think for if these are cheap, again, we have no idea. If these are cheap and the quality kind of reflects the price, then that's fair enough. It's a nice little cheap thing that you could get. But maybe some better ones might be cooler.
Yeah.
A bit more pizzazz to them.
Bit more bang for your buck.
Yeah, I'd say so. Mikey, you had another third-party story, if I recall.
Yeah. Big Firebird. You know them, you love them, you at least love to talk about them. They're doing nicey, and I'm currently looking through my collection to see what I can sell to get a pre-order in for nicey, because after all this time of talking about it, I should at least handle the damn thing.
You do have a child which you could sell.
Not my child.
Oh, I don't think people care. I mean, your sister would, but
I have babe. Just open a coat and she's just there hanging from the arm. I have baby. She was here today actually, and she was just like, "Oh Jesus!" She started talking properly, and now it's just like car goes by. My car.
Oh no.
Yeah. So She just wanders around behind you yelling your name now. She's happy.
Yeah.
It's like, in case you haven't noticed, hi, I'm here. Hey, 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 hey. It's like the bloody seagulls from Nemo. But yeah, so they have several lines on the go. In fact, they've got an interest, something that made me want to check out an anime that I didn't even know was out, about killer doll girls. That look like nendroids that want you dead.
Oh, is that full show?
They're doing it. Apparently, there's an anime of it.
Oh.
But yeah, so I saw the trailer yesterday and we're just like, this looks violent. This looks very violent. And they've got their sort of vaguely Macrossy action line of giant robots and dinosaurs, which they seem to be doing in collab with some other people. But sticking with the robot side of things, they've had this in the works for a while, and they've now confirmed that it's, one, they've got a lot of test prototype images, and two, they've confirmed it will be available internationally. The Magic Henshin Girls, which are a series of transforming action figures that combine into, you got it, a combiner who is basically what if Gurren Lagann was a magical girl.
So it's not the same line as the current small little robot girls who will combine into a combiner. It's different.
It's the same. No. It's them, but they've actually gotten into production phase now.
Oh, okay.
For everything and anything we'd seen before was just core concept art or something like that.
Right.
Now they're onto the full prototyping.
Right. Okay.
So they've revealed images of a few. They don't have names yet. But there's like a bike, a couple of boat girls, and one who's like a dune buggy. And apparently there is another one to be revealed. And I just thought these remind me a bit of those resin kits for Anryu and Enryu. Not Anryu and Enryu, Koryu and Anryu.
All right. Okay, that's interesting.
The ones that well, like just the proportion, because they are going for the what's the term I'm looking for? Thick look.
Okay. Yeah.
But I always wanted to pick those up because one, I thought it was the only time you're ever going to get toys of the girls from from Gao Gaigar, and boy, was I proven wrong years later.
Many years
later. And two, it was just like, these are weird, but I never got them because they were resin kits, and they were resin kits from Wonder Festival, which usually means like, don't breathe.
Yeah.
But these have the same kind of aesthetic, except they're production level toys, and they look kind of fun. They don't look like the craziest posable things in the world, but it looks like there's a good bit of engineering going into them. And I do kind of super dig the combined form, which, as well as everything else, also has a bit of Kill la Kill mixed in there.
Oh,
and I
nice.
just like, I'm just looking at the concept art for it now, and it just looks like it's escaped from a Trigger show. It really does. Also, the combination seems quite different. Like, the bike sort of forms a backpack and arms in the head, and where the buggy forms the torso, and then the boats form the legs.
Oh, that's nice.
That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
And if there's a fifth figure in there, I want to see, is that going to be an accessory, or is it actually going to be a full-on extra toy on top of everything? But yeah, one, it's good to see because they have done licensed work before, but it's good to see them continuing to do licensed work with their creepy killer doll figures. And two, I'm curious about these ones. You know, this is the kind of curiosity that got me into Beastbox, and I bought a few of those over the years.
How many do you have?
Handy. What if 2 or 3 now?
Okay.
But Andy, what if you told me a few years ago a line of boxes that grew legs was going to be like one of the more endearing transforming toys of the decade? I'd have said you were a liar.
Yeah. Like, they're still going, and they seem to be going pretty strong.
Yeah.
Surprising.
They've got license for the Alien Queen now, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, that's neat.
And they've got a Komodo dragon coming soon.
Oh. I think the last one I saw was some kind of green bird or something
Parrot.
like that.
It's a parrot.
Is it a parrot? Okay.
But that thing is nuts.
Yeah, it looked pretty impressive. It didn't look like it turned into a box. I was like, that doesn't turn into a box. Oh, it does. Wow, neat.
Yep.
It's impressive.
Yep.
But like you say, transforming squares. Okay, who knew? Not
Who
me.
knew? Any thoughts on these? What little you've seen of them?
No, not yet. I'm still interested to see when they put out a product that either you or I not have an interest in, but actually buy. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
That Windblade, I want to see more from that, because we haven't heard a peep from that.
Yeah, I think they're probably gonna get the Nicey out first, and then start showing more images of her.
Yeah, see how Windblade hits. Especially since I've noticed the Nicey marketing has shifted over more to the fact that it's a magical girl robot, and by the way, there's a head in the box that makes it look like Earthy.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that last week as well.
Mm.
I wonder what the reason is for that.
Maybe they thought it was bad marketing. Maybe they just said maybe we just wanted. Maybe we like the idea of doing original things more. Maybe they got more into that because they're apart from her, it's basically all licensed or original concepts.
No, it's true. It is true.
She was actually a bit of a weird outlier for them. Seriously, that doll is freaking me out. There's a picture of it up here, and it's just like, it's killed so many times. I'm sure it's killed so many times.
As it should. Shall I move?
Have any pupils, Andy?
No. Well, they never do they? Never do. Shall I move on, Mr. Mikey?
Yes.
This is a quickie story, but on the Hasbro Soundtracks Saturday, which is apparently a thing on the Transformers YouTube account channel, they've been putting up, or they will be putting up, they currently have one at least, clips or soundtracks from the original G1 series. So the episode that they have up at the moment, it says the video features several clips from the G1 Transformers cartoon episode Divide and Conquer, and old-time fans will sure love the tune. So I can't remember what the actual tune is called, but it's some of that backtrack stuff, the actual ambient music of the show, but with no dialogue over the top. So if you've ever been interested in collecting, again, high-res versions of the soundtracks, you can kind of listen to them that way as well. Though it seems like this was a story that we kind of covered years ago, when we got cleaned up versions of the soundtracks, if you remember, Mikey.
Yes, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, but this is obviously Hasbro putting out, I guess, official kind of versions on the YouTube channel for you to listen to. I'd like to say that maybe they'd do this for their other shows as well, but I wouldn't have much hope in that. Because wouldn't it be nice if you could have like the G.I. Joe backtrack OST and in Humanoid, like the obscure ones like in Humanoids and Visionaries and stuff like that. Again, like I said, I don't see that happening, but it'd be maybe cool if they did.
Yeah, we don't think it'll happen, but it'd be really neat if it did.
Yeah, exactly. The other bit of news, because this is a quickie, is With Kids G1 Transformers Deep Cut Miniatures Wave 2. So a while ago, me and Mikey talked about Wave 1, which was Optimus, Megatron, Bumblebee, Starscream, and I think that was it. Is that right, Mikey? Or am I missing anyone out? Or have you forgotten?
I think that's them.
Yeah, I think so. Well, here's the second wave. Remember, these are unpainted, so you have to slap on the colours yourself. But they do come with water decals for the stickers. So what's in this wave? This is not no, I wouldn't say very surprising, but there's at least one slight surprise in there. The one slight surprise is RC. There's also Ironhide, Soundwave, and Rumble and Laserbeak. God, I can remember his name. I was
Laserbeak coming out on their own is a bit weird.
Yeah. Well, I think they're probably going to get sold as a 2-pack.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, them coming at all. This is a scale, like, hey, here's main robots. And you and I think Rumble and Laserbeak are a main robot.
Sure.
I don't think, like, the wider public does.
I don't think the wider public gonna buy, like, mini figures to paint for Transformers, though, to be fair.
I'd also say, like, I'd put RC above them in likelihood of getting toys. Or something in this.
I don't know. Soundwave.
Above Rumble and Laserbeak?
Okay, above Rumble and Laserbeak, sure, yeah. Above Soundwave, no.
No, like, that's a different question altogether. It's like Soundwave compared to any of the other ones in this line.
Yeah, he feels like he should have been in the first wave. But they're only
really
doing 4, so... Yeah, RC's a weird slap in here. Not that it's a bad one, it's just like, RC, but she doesn't fit with any of the kind of Season 1 theme that the entire rest of the line is at the moment.
Look at it this way, it probably would have been Windblade otherwise.
No, that's true, that's fair. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, these are fine. They look like they're going to be finely sculpted, I guess. It's hard to say. I mean, Soundwave's in his most generic pose, which is him pressing his own buttons. So, yeah. I mean, they're fine.
Does the box or whatever identify it as Rumble, or are we identifying it as Rumble?
I'm identifying it as Rumble.
Right.
I don't care if anyone else's shitty opinion.
Well, I'm just like, technically, if you bought 2 of these, you then have Rumble Frenzy, Laserbeak, and Buzzsaw.
That's true.
If
You
are
could
a
do that.
Tower.
Oh man, what if they release Frenzy and Buzzsaw as their own individual release? And
Can you though? Because they're blank, unpainted things.
You could if you put them in different poses.
True.
Though with Laserbeak, I don't know how you would pose it differently unless you put it on a rock. But at least with the Rumble Frenzy, you could have it with normal arms. So
that also means you now can do Paradron Medic, Sound Blaster, Ratchet, kind of.
You need a bit more work for Ratchet, but I get what you're saying.
You can do a lot of the Seekers.
Yes.
Pretend you can do Cliff Jumper.
Yeah.
At least you can do Nemesis and Shatterglass Prime.
Akane.
Oh god, don't say that. I'll buy one.
You need to get it. It's Akane.
I have genuinely been looking at Shatterglass Optimus Primes.
Oh no!
I have been like, if I end up liking this Nendoroid, she's gonna be lonely.
Wouldn't it be better just to buy the Figma of her though, rather than Shatterglass Optimus Prime?
But what if I got both?
I mean, you could.
But I kind of like the idea of like a masterpiece scale figure with this tiny, giant-headed woman standing on his shoulders saying, "Kill them all."
You know what you could do? You could pull off the the masterpiece head and put hers on. the weird Nendoroid head on a masterpiece body. That'd be great.
Oh, with the glasses on and everything.
Exactly. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the last bit of news as we do the convention roundup?
So yeah, bit of convention news, including one bit that isn't in the list, but I'll throw it in there. TFcon has a couple of guests attending this March 20th to 22nd this is TFcon America, yes? Yes. They don't, did they say in these stories? They should say in these stories. I'm looking, but I don't see. TFcon doubled it into the Hilton in Universal Orlando. So first of all, Venus Terzo, who was the voice of Black Nirakia back in the day, will be making an appearance. She's being presented by Chosen Prime. She'll be joined by Livio Ramondelli, comic artist for IDW since the RID days, I believe is when he started on the comic. Currently doing Galaxies. And they'll be joined by Bob Budiansky, who you'll see as announced was it today or yesterday? Yesterday. So yeah, Bob Budiansky is of course the creator. I'm going to specify here. They say creators of Transformers Generation 1. Not quite. He is the writer for a large number of profiles for the characters, and was a writer at Marvel who then wrote the Marvel comics. So let's not just say he did G1. He didn't make G1. He was brought on to help make G1. He also wanted Ratchet to be a girl. But yeah, so I think though that's a decent guest list. They are joining Greg Berger, Victor Caroli, Mark Watts, Jose Delbo, Alex Milne, Jack Lawrence, Livia Ramondelli, Andrew Griffith, and I would put money down that James will be like dragged over on a boat. He's just like wiggling and being dragged to Orlando against his will or something like that.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Also, at TF Nation, they have confirmed that the next major guest is Brian Ruckley, the writer of the comic books at the moment. He went last year, apparently enjoyed the experience because he's coming back, the fool. He is joining Kazam and Nick Roach, John Paul Beauvais, Sumali Montano, Peter Cullen, Sarah Stone, Bette McGuire-Smith, Anna Malkova, Jack Lawrence, James Roberts, Lee Sullivan, and Tanya Gunadi. So that is that's quite a lot of people, Andy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. So if you don't know, Brian is a novel writer as well as a comic book writer, and he does the Wild Episode podcast, which is pretty worth your time because the stuff he covers is definitely stuff you've never heard of. So it's a usually 20-minute to 30-minute podcast, definitely in my opinion worth sitting down to. So yeah, get your con tickets while you can, guys, because they're not running out, but just buy them now.
I was gonna say, don't fucking lie. I've never known once where cons ran out of tickets.
I mean, they might have.
I mean, well, they're not San Diego Comic-Con. Let's say that. And thank God for that, because no one wants to go to San Diego Comic-Con because they're too full of people.
Oh God, it's just like, oh my God, there's so many humans.
Yeah.
Why are there so many humans? Why, Andy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's all of our Transformers news for this week, Mr. Mikey. That's it, as far as I know, unless you've got something hidden up your sleeves or put in your pockets.
No, but I'm trying to remember, genuinely.
All right.
Did any comic news ever come out of San Diego Comic-Con?
Yes, it did, because I think we've talked about it, but it's always been stuff that's already been announced.
It's just like, it's in
I'm
the
pretty
name.
sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know for the other comics, but for Transformers, yes. I'm pretty certain we have had actual Transformers comics to talk about, but not much that we haven't already heard prior.
I was thinking in broad terms, and I can't think of any story or like new series announced for any company really that was announced at SDCC. If
I'm
someone
pretty
knows
sure.
of any, tell me.
Didn't we have Unicron talked about?
Well, like I said, I'm also thinking like in broader terms.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you for broader terms though.
Because I do try and keep track of it, but it's usually just here's a bunch of movie news.
Oh yeah.
Here's a bunch of TV news.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a lot of cultural panels on during it.
Cultural panels.
Yeah, like the psychology of nerds and all that jazz.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Mikey, what have you been up to this week? What have you done for fun, son?
Media-wise, I went to see Little Women.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Decent little period piece if you're into period pieces, but like,
is it better than any of the versions of Little Women, like the other 5 or more?
I haven't seen any of the other versions, so
all right.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
But I'm also, constantly amused by how every movie now is the best of the worst movie ever made. Like, that just seems to be the default state now.
It's not the best or the worst. I was like, it's not the best of the worst. It's not on Red Letter Media. Should be, though.
I caught up on Kamen Rider 01, which is up to episode 18 now, with Kamen Rider Trousers, as you will insist on calling him.
I will never not call him Trousers, because his name's silly.
I call him the man who doesn't know what maths are.
That too, yeah.
Because he is obsessed with his 1000%. I'm just like, that's not a thing. It's not a thing. But basically they're finishing his introduction arc, which is setting up what his whole shtick is. And basically you can boil it down to the hidden intelligence with the human gear want AI to walk alongside people. Zai Enterprises with their magic specs want AI to elevate people. Which is interesting. We've got a new type of monster introduced called the Raiders, using a new Raid Riser. And interestingly enough, they use progress keys instead of extinction keys.
Oh, okay.
We've also got some decent very good fight between Valkyrie and Vulcan. Very, very good fight. So a new character, possible villain introduced, who might be an old character, who might not be a new character. They're in shadow, and I'm trying to figure it out. And the other thing is, we find out something about Thouser himself as a character, Guy, which is raising severe questions to do with how old he is. He is 45.
Wow, he is looking good for 45.
Yeah, that comes up a couple of times.
Yeah.
And not in the, he looks good for 45 joke. It's like, why do you look the age? Because he goes like, I am eternally 24. And then he gets scanned by one of the human gear and just like, you're 45.
I would have pegged him as younger than looking 24 myself. I was like 20 and 19.
The actor is 25.
Oh, okay, wow. He looks good for 25. He looks like a fresh out of high school.
He's still got all his hair, no wrinkles. Like, how is he still alive?
There's still hope in his eyes, Mikey. He's not really 25.
But it's, and then there's a picture of... Because I've been sort of wondering for a while, because they've been talking about him working on the original project for the Human Gears back 12 years before the series starts that led to the Daybreak incident. And I've been going like, so what, he was 12? Are we doing Child Genius here? Are we going down the Genom route? But no, he just looked identical 12 years ago as to what he looks now.
Oh, really? Okay, that's weird.
So I'm very, very curious. And it's played in a way that's just like, he just sort of goes, youth is wasted on the young. And I'm just like, what are you playing at?
Yeah, there's more to it than that, surely.
It's not, you can't show us this picture and just walk away saying like, oh, well. No, sit down. But no, I'm enjoying this arc. I like Bowser's design. I like the way they're portraying his powers. He's got some interesting ones. I find it interesting, doesn't sound repetitive, but I still find it interesting how we've gotten the assault forms. They both got one episode each to look cool, and now they're getting their asses kicked like an episode later by a brand new writer.
Gotta have those toys out, son.
But like in a way, I rarely do power ups get the leg swept out from under him that fast.
It's true.
Like it's unusual. Like I feel that's a like I've been given all these toys. Well, I'm gonna work with what I've got moment.
Right.
I'm just like, listen, I have to put this new guy in. I've got to make him stupid powerful. I didn't really want to do the assault forms anyway. They're fine.
Are you sure that it might not be the fact that it might be a... I mean, this is just a guess that it might suggest that there are even more toys that are planned to come out, so they have to kind of get through them even faster.
Maybe, but it's just unusual. Because remember, like, we got Shining Hopper, and then an episode later, or 2 episodes later, we get Assault Hopper.
Yeah, it's the blue one, right?
Yeah, which is like Shining Hopper upgraded already.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like, yeah, and it's interesting because it's not like Build, where they had like 10, 15, like, form changes.
Yeah, but kind of arguably worthless ones where you're like, we'll see this once, maybe one more time.
And then when they introduced an upgrade form, you'd see that for at least 6 or 7 episodes before it got replaced. Hell, like they didn't even bring in the final form until episode 40.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, which meant like Genius has the shortest run of any final form. Like, as opposed to Kiva, which has the longest run of any final form because he didn't want to put the regular suit back on.
Oh.
Because they used real chains for some reason.
What, for the original one?
For Kiva. You know how Kiva's suit is covered in chains?
Yeah.
Those are real.
Why? Why weren't they like plastic or something?
Don't know, but apparently it was really fucking hard to move. So they introduced Emperor early so he could do more and more stuff, and then eventually Emperor became the default form.
That's weird. I never knew that. That's quite interesting.
But no, 01 still continuing to hold my interest. I want to see what's going on with the bad guys, but it's touching on some themes I like, and that's kind of what you have to do in these kind of shows.
Yes.
Checked out a couple of animes. Was going to do a bit of a deep dive today on the animus, but as I said, the child showed up and I lost time. But checked out a couple. One was Inspector, and that's in/Spectre.
Oh, okay.
As in the ghost. So basic premise: guy kind of not the most fell in the world, meets a girl in hospital. She's kind of very cocky, has this like slightly Victorian vibe to her.
All right.
And he's like, oh, my girlfriend and me split up after we saw something in a river, and he says, I saw a kappa, and he says, oh, she saw it and my girlfriend ran away, and then the detective girl goes, well, I think what happened is the kappa saw you and ran away, and then the girlfriend was wondering why something would run away from you. And then it's sort of played that there's a bit of a monster. It's a detective series with monsters. And she's basically working for the local yokai because they need someone to deal with the ones that are out of control. And he has something weird going on with him that is very deep in very specific elements of Japanese and Asian lore to do with stuff like mermaids, which is very different, very, very different to what you find over in Europe. It's okay. It's got a couple of minor horror elements to it. So far I wouldn't say it's exactly brilliant, but it works.
Does it have you interest to keep going with it?
I'll try at least another episode.
Okay.
Just to see. The other one was Seton Academy, Join the Pack, which I found on Crunchyroll. So this is I had to see this just because, like, oh god, we're going down this route. So School for Animals. We're in a world where humans are very, very rare, and all the animals are anthropomorphic. There's a school, right?
Right.
But main character named Jin hates animals. One of the only 2 humans in school, The other human is a girl, and so naturally he's like, you are the best thing that is alive on Earth. However, he ends up meeting a wolf who decides that she wants to
Does she have pink hair?
She does have pink hair.
I've seen people talk about this. It looks quite fun.
Yeah. Yeah, she wants to form a pack of an interspecies pack, and has basically decided he's going to be the alpha with her. And he's like, what? Like, the teachers are all dinosaurs?
Yes, like actual dinosaurs, though, aren't they? Like the
Wearing a
T-Rex
suit?
is, and glasses as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
But it
looks great.
He's the same, like, a lot of the other animals are sort of mildly scaled to human size.
Yeah,
He's a T-Rex
he's
in a suit.
T-Rex. Yeah, red one too, right?
Like the principal's an Anomalocaris, which is like this extinct crustacean thing, really tiny one that nearly dies in the first episode.
Aw.
But like the way they do it, like the male animals are all basically animals in suits. So a male bear looks like a bear in a costume. There's like an orangutan, and it looks like an orangutan, and blah blah. The female animals are typical Japanese animal girls, where they have animal ears, animal tails, and maybe a couple of other features. And have like the episode is constantly telling you animal facts, like trying to explain. Like, it turns out this guy, despite the fact he supposedly hates animals, is like the world's leading animal expert.
So what
But
you're
they're all,
telling
like,
me is this anime is educational.
Yeah, very oddly. I have checked. It's quite like what they were saying in this was accurate.
Wow.
Like, they talk about the taxonomy and relationships of zebras.
Oh, okay.
Like, what animals are zebras more closely related to? But it's like, in the way it's phrased, all the facts come from our world. Like, well, horses are domesticated, so they're much, better personality, whereas zebras are more like donkeys and quite wild and everything else. But they're like using images of real horses and real donkeys in a world where clearly those don't exist. And a lot of the like talking about domestication, I don't think the horses here are domesticated, because they're in your school. But it's a bit mad. Good voice acting. Intro is all right, but it's cute. I'm definitely going to try another couple of episodes, but it's kind of funny. Bit of a weird moment where bears try to sexually assault the human girl.
Cool.
Which came out of nowhere, and it felt really out of tone with the rest of the episode, which did not have that in it.
Okay.
Like, but like, it's like, like 5 more seconds and it would have gotten dodgy.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, the bears are being very aggressive about this, and then there's a very good bit where the bears are like, we'll kick your ass, and the T-Rex teacher shows up and just chomps someone and throws him in for training, and just because the whole thing, like, the animal fact: Kodiak bear, the most dangerous predator alive, 500 pounds, skull blah blah length, T-Rex skull 3 meters long. And it's just like, fuck. And he's just a T-Rex, and his methods of teaching is get in your class, why, or I'll kill you.
That's fair. Fair.
He just constantly asks people if they want to go extinct. So, like I said, I'm going to check out a few more episodes. It looks cute. Apart from that, I did get some stuff in the post. Some of my Christmas packages arrived. I got Figure Arts Kachidoki Zangetsu.
Yay!
Which is friggin' gorgeous. Such a good design. It's like the green on that armor is lovely. Like, there is one original piece in this whole toy, which is the head sculpt. The base body is taken from Zangetsu's shin, and the armor is taken from Kachidoki.
Okay.
You only get one of the the blade that has a gun mode, DJ gun.
Yes.
You don't get the gun form. Which
is that accurate to the movie?
I don't know. It's a stage play, and it hasn't been subbed.
Oh, all right.
But I will say it works for me in context of the character, because he's not someone, when you think of him, you think gun.
That's true. Yeah, he's a sword lad.
He's a man with a pointy sticks. Really, really, really pretty. The guy in Figure Arts in general were excellent, so really glad to see this coming out. Also, a final form for Zangetsu is something I wanted for ages. So now he has at least as many forms as everyone else.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm really fond of it. I really, really like it. It's been a while since I've gotten a rider figure out. After I got the Gogeta and I got such a bad, like, I really didn't like him, I was kind of cautious about getting another one, but yeah, no, Rider figure arts are still the way to go. The other thing I got the DNA Design Arashi, which is their highly, highly stylized, based off of Revenge of the Fallen Bludgeon Banzaitron. So this is a repaint of their Susano figure. It's got a few differences from their new head sculpt. They've got 2 interchangeable faces. So you've got one which has got like wires down the face, like IDW Bludgeon. You know that look?
Yes.
And then like a closed mouth one, like a faceplate that's after closing up, with little fangs on the side, which I just noticed. And he's got new shoulder pieces because apparently there were some problems with the engineering in them in the original figure, and it actually comes with replacement shoulders for Susano.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is a nice touch. But yeah, as a Transformer, flawed.
How
like,
so?
Very fiddly transformation. A lot of the actual moving parts don't move right. They're very tight, like the shoulder, and they're very unusual joints. This really feels to me like someone, and this is only DNA Design's first mold as well, really feels like someone who wasn't really comfortable with the transformation part of transforming. So they had an idea for a robot mode, had an idea for a tank, didn't really know how to get from one to the other, and it really shows. Like, the end result is not solid. It's not solid. And I don't enjoy transforming him. Like, spade to spade here. However, the robot mode is a thing of friggin' beauty. Very good articulation. Like, he's missing maybe a couple of joints. He doesn't have a waist joint, but he can pull off all the poses you want. Die-cast feet with soft rubber parts so he doesn't slide all over the place. The joints feel on the loose side. Like, I'm shaking him now, and yeah, like the arms will move a bit. The legs won't, but the arms will move up and down a bit if you shake him, but not too bad. But he holds poses well. I like his accessory count a lot. The sword is gorgeous, and he is, oh my god, shoulders are, if I can get the shoulders going here. Oh, listen to that. Oh, it's sexual. But really good, and he's got like extra joints to get extra arm motion. The armor is a little finicky. It's on a bit of it's on a little rods, and it sometimes droops down because of the weight of the treads. But overall, like, as an action figure, I am stunned by. I think he's friggin' amazing as an action figure. As a Transformer, I would not recommend him, but I really, really wanted this because I really liked the robot mode. Yeah, because it doesn't feel like a Transformer. It feels like I have an idea, like, this is from an anime where it is these hyper realistic mechs, and then someone finds this prototype buried somewhere that's this really Japanesey thing, and it turns out it's super powerful or something. We've all seen it. Oh yeah, we've all seen that show. This feels like a protagonist mech from that. And I really, really like him. I will probably never transform him again because it was an hour of my life I won't get back. Oh wow. Because some of those joints did not want to move, and I wasn't happy with the tank. Right. But I am so into this robot mode. I don't care. He's even got like a really neat bit where the backpack, the tank, the turret of the tank becomes a backpack. Yes. And there's a button, you press it, and it actually springs open and reveals a hidden weapon. Mm-hmm. Like weapon storage. I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, I'm really, really happy with it because of what I specifically want out of it. If you're into Transformers and want a good Transformer toy, this is half of one. But you'd find it hard to recommend it being a good transforming toy. Yes, I would say this is a great action figure that has a transforming gimmick that you don't really need to interact with, and so, some of the looseness and everything else are in there because it needs to transform. So really, I'd love to see this design done again without the transforming element at all. But as it is now, I'm looking at him and he's friggin' gorgeous, and the paint is lovely toy, like really good paint as well, like solid. But no, I'm having a lot of fun with him. I'm just having fun with him in my own way. Neat, good. Andy, what are you up to this week? What have I done? I got in through the Christmas sales on one of the anime sites that I go to. I got Berserk, the 90s, 80s series. No, go away, Mikey. One. No, you're not funny. You're a bad man. No one likes you. These are why. This is the reason why. Because you keep bringing up that fucking show. You loved it. You did reviews in it, Andy.
I tried so hard to like it. I was wrong. I tried so hard. No, this is the 80s.
So
No, it must be 90s. The 90s one. So I got that for half the price it was. So I'm happy about that. That's cool. I'm continuing on with Iron-Blooded Orphans Gundam. It's a lot better than what I remembered it being. So I'm on to the second half of the season, or season 2, I suppose, because it's 50 episodes, so it's probably more like season 2. It's good. Good themes, good action. Main character still the least interesting aspect of the show, but that's par of the course for when you do the hero Yui from Gundam Wing styled character in Gundam, which is always the lamest character.
Andy, he was so fascinating. He had to kill, but decided no, he didn't, and then he still killed.
You know Hero's best moment.
Dying?
No, it's when he gets the invitation from Relina to go to her birthday party. He rips it up. She starts to cry. He wipes away the tear from her eye, and he just whispers in her ear, "I'll kill you." And then the music starts. And the episode ends. It's just like, what a dick move! What a fucking Chad!
She was way better than him. I'm sorry, she really was.
Relina, yeah. Well, she was actually a character. She actually had some development.
Like she had shit to do.
Yeah, he was there to blow up stuff. On him. Yeah,
he wasn't good at it,
and he wasn't even the coolest Gundam pilot in Wing.
He didn't even have the coolest Gundam in Wing.
No.
I didn't like retroactively. I don't like Wing. I don't like Wing Zero as a design.
No.
I like the original Death Side. I like Sandrock. Shenlong's fine. I remember the name because it's one of the only Gundams I've seen all the way through.
Tallgeese is ace.
Tallgeese is neat. Even
Yeah,
Epion. And Epion suffered from we're trying too hard.
Oh, I like them trying too hard. I really like the colours on Epion as well.
I think it's the fact it turned into a jet that was kind of a dragon.
Yeah. Well, they've always had those really kind of shitty alt modes.
Yeah,
in Gundam.
Gundam. Like, what is it? It's a pair of feet with wings.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's more realistic than it actually transforming. I think.
Yes.
More practical, but it never looks cool.
Yeah, but then your main one is Wing, and everyone's like, he's got psychic powers. It gives him almost fake psychic powers in a franchise with actual psychic powers. And that's why he can never lose, except he loses constantly. All the fucking time.
Yeah. Gundam Wing was not one of my favorite shows. I know it's... I don't like Endless Waltz. I hate the Endless Waltz design with the feather wings on a robot. I hate
weird.
it. I hate it.
Why did he... It's like they never even blink about it as well.
No, it's just okay. Yeah, no, yeah, Death
Demon Wings.
Yeah, Death Scythe in that
Heavy Arms
is
as
good.
well.
Yeah,
because Heavy Arms has the dual Gatling guns.
The only bad thing about that design for Heavy Arms is when he has the Troa mask on it. Like half of its face is like a clown face, and it's like, no, get that shit off. It's stupid. Doesn't look good. But Iron-Blooded Orphans, yeah, I'm really enjoying that. So I'm still kind of trotting through with that. I watched Thundercats Raw episode 1 and 2 today, Mikey.
I saw one review of that, which was I like it because it's literally saying the Thundercats are bad.
Not really. It didn't really do that.
Okay, what did we think of it then?
It's white bread. Like there are almost decent jokes in there. Like the burbles are like almost funny. And if there was any kind of positive aspect to the show, I would say the burbles are done quite well. But the pacing is so fast. It's so fast. It's so hard to take in anything just because it's going through the you remember like the intro episode to Thundercats was like 3 episodes or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine it being squashed down to 2 episodes, which are 11 minutes each. That's the intro, and they kind of hit all those points. So it's super fast. Tigra's worthless, like he's a joke. Chitara is amazing. She's so good, believe it. She's
Is she
so
naked
good,
at one
Mikey.
point for no explicable reason?
No,
That makes you really uncomfortable as you get older.
No, they don't really talk about. They don't do that kind of stuff. They just kind of they start off with, "Oh, Thundera exploded," and then they just, "Oh, but these Thundercats survived, and that cool." That's
Sorry,
it.
if we don't have an awkward joke about, thank God you're wearing something. I was worried you're going to come in here with nothing on.
No, they didn't do that.
Failed. The show's failed, in my opinion.
No, it's not great. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I strongly dislike the art style. I find the show to be quite ugly. Especially like when you look at Western shows, and they're in that kind of style. Then you look at anime, and it's like all nicely animated, and the characters are lovely detailed and everything like that. I'd much rather the Eastern aesthetic for their animation. So I can't really recommend Thundercats.
I just wish all the shows either didn't look like Disney or didn't look like Steven Universe.
Yeah, like, do you remember in 2012 we had a Thundercats show?
Yeah.
It had problems. It was certainly a season 1 of a show, but it had that cool element to it, and it had potential.
And a zombie, you were after learning.
Yeah, which isn't because Jai told us his theory.
Yeah,
and after that, it's like, yeah, it makes sense.
But no. Jai told us a theory, and then someone on the show said, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
But I liked that show. I never loved it, but again, I saw the potential in it.
I think it's because it really did suffer from season 1 and pacing issues, because there was it was really slow to get going. But then I'd say the second half of that series or season, because I only got one season, was very interesting and good. And then they went, "Death, die! It's time for the show to die. Let's cancel it."
Get it. We need to start doing the same show over and over again.
It was
what a lot of these shows have turned into.
Don't get me wrong, Mikey. It was no Symbionic Titan, which was the greatest travesty that show only got one season, because that was a fucking good show.
Yeah. Yep.
And then they went, "No, fuck you. Let's kill it."
You still need to watch Primal, by the way.
I do at some point. I do. I'll get there.
Yeah.
The shows you need to watch too, but you haven't.
Yeah, there's a lot, like, between you and my sister, I've got, like, have you watched this yet? 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 Get out of my house! Why are you in my bed?
See, I know that must be about your sister, because I just mention it once and they go, "Okay, Mike, he'll do it eventually. Maybe." Maybe. So what else have I been up to? Been playing more Bloodborne. That's really cool. I love Bloodborne. It's super good. I can see why people say it's their favorite Souls game. It's between that and Dark Souls 3. They're both really good, but Bloodborne's really good. It's really good. I've got the what's it called? It's some kind of tentacle of Ebrietus, or as I like to call it, everyone eats ass. You know.
Of course you do.
Well, of course I do. There's a big load of tentacles to slap people in the face. So I go, "Tentacles!" or another one is quite fun to say is just scream hentai, and then the tentacles hit them in the face. So that's quite fun. Hentai! And then if you hit them with it as they're attacking, you stun them, and then you can get a visceral attack on them.
What? If you hit me in the face while yelling hentai, you'd stun me too.
Exactly. You haven't started that. You own that, don't you? But you haven't started it, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I got it. Oh, that reminds me. I meant to say, I'll wait until you're finished, but I have one thing to add on. So.
Oh, okay. I was enjoying it so much that I got to a point and went, okay, I'm not super enjoying the build that I've gone for, and the worst thing about Bloodborne is there's no respec option. In Dark Souls games, usually you could play through the game and there would be a point where you could either do it once, or you'd have an item to do it a few times, or you'd have to take a big penalty, but then you could use all your points that you'd leveled up and respec your character. Bloodborne, it doesn't give you that. That's the worst aspect on it. So if you don't have an idea of what you're doing for a build, and you do what's called a quality build, which is just kind of put points into everything, you're not going to have as interesting of a time. So I went for Arcane, some more magic-y based, which was a harder kind of startup. But now I'm like burning people alive with my little flame canister, and like I say, and hitting people with tentacles and stuff like that. So it's a lot more interesting. Really, really enjoying it quite a lot. I got some Gundam kits because that's how it be, and I finished off the what's it called, the Magnosaura, the thing from the dinosaur show. That's really good. It does have some issues, but the issues are usually built up to the fact that it has to be pulled apart and then put into T-Rex mode. So you kind of go, well, it's a parts forming transformation on a model kit. You can't expect a huge amount, but the overall look of it is fantastic. It's got a good solid feel to it, and it's big and chunky. Very, very chunky. So I do like that a lot. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I also got the Vidar from Iron Blooded Orphans. That looks hella good. The only issue with it is its backpack is too close to its back. So it's got these kind of thin wings that kind of point downwards, which are on ball joints, but the ball joints aren't very tight, so they kind of pop off quite easily. And the shoulder armor kind of hits onto them again quite easily. So I kind of wish there was a part that you could just put on to just pull the backpack slightly further away from the torso. I think it would make it a bit more stable. And it has thrusters on the back of its calf muscles, basically. If you imagine a big rocket thruster on the back of a calf muscle, they're only held on by very small ball joints. And again, one of those comes off very, very easily. So I might have to glue that on, but the other one seems to be loose, but not detrimental, kind of loose. So I've been building and doing that kind of stuff at the moment, which is a lot of fun. It's keep my mind occupied and doing fun things. And I got cushions for my couch, which was good after I saw my buddy Matt this week, so that was fun. Because the cushions I had before were terrible, so these are nice and thick, and once or twice I've gone to sleep on this couch because of them. So that's good, but bad because I shouldn't be sleeping on the couch. I should be doing things. But I think that's it. I think that's everything I've been up to because I can't think of anything else of significance that I've done. You said you had something else, Mikey.
Yeah, I forgot to say, I finished Cyber Sleuth.
Oh, yes.
That's a fun game. It's not the most complex game, but I enjoy the story. I like the characters. Nokia is amazing.
Digimon for people not aware.
Yes. And really good ending. Honestly, really, really good ending. A lot of twists.
Is it an Orobachi ending?
No, not quite. But there's
Imagine
nice
it was.
moments. And also a really nice moment if you've gone through the game with the same team for a while.
Okay.
Just a really nice touch that you couldn't have in a Pokemon game because Pokemon are dumb creatures that are basically horses and dogs. We stick in balls and make murder each other.
Yay!
But after that, I was looking for something to play just for an hour before I went to bed. And I got this at Christmas because it was on sale. And I was just like, I've heard the name and I might as well try it.
Calgon.
Not quite. I have tried Calgon now, by the way. Weird. It's very weird. It's kind of fun, but it's weird. Shooting orgasms at people is not something I said I want to do in public. But I picked up, like I said, I picked up and I started playing Senran Kagura. Have you heard of that?
I have. It is fairly infamous.
Yeah, I was doing some reading after. Apparently, a Nintendo magazine did a review, which turned out had been done without playing the game.
Oh no!
Back in the DS version, which was going at a bunch of butts and boobs flying in your face. It's a load of crap. And then the producer of the game, who turned out to be a very angry woman, came around and said, "Excuse me, did you even pay attention to the story and characters, which we spent so much time crafting?"
It is a lot of butts and boobs, though. To be fair, though, right?
We're building to that.
Okay.
But I just like the idea of someone wrote a review without playing the game.
I mean, that's never happened before.
So
it's never happened before.
But so yes, it is. Very quickly realize shame is not a thing when one of the power-ups is if you hold buttons during the intro screen, you then play the entire level in your underwear with enhanced attack but almost no defense.
Oh, that's really interesting. So it's not just lewdness, there is an actual gameplay element to it. That's fascinating.
So it makes it... I tried it 3 or 4 times, and it makes the game real, real hard.
Wow.
And you also have like transformations, which is changing, because you're a ninja, changing your clothes into various outfits. And you can see what the outfits are going to be in the character... Not a select stream scene, but there's a dress-up scene where you can put on anyone's clothes.
Dress-up scene.
Including changing your underwear. And then there's just one character and just like... You don't need to change her underwear because she's not wearing any.
Okay, question, Mikey. This is question for gameplay, Mikey.
Yeah.
If you change the underwear, does it give you different stats?
I don't know. I haven't done it in game yet.
Okay, I wondered if it was like, oh, you have the striped ones, which gives you plus 10 to your vitality.
There's a yin yang level up system where you can level up your yin or your yang side, but I don't know how to do one over the other.
Okay.
But it's a Dynasty Warriors game.
Oh wow.
Where you fight hordes of female ninjas who part of what you do is blow their clothes off. You want to know something like weird?
It's
Two
good.
weird things. Like it's not bad.
Okay.
Like I said, I've only played a little bit, but the combat is simple but fun.
Mm-hmm.
Some good use of combos, some nice ideas like you if a move knocks someone into the air, you hit O, you automatically dash up to them, and then you can like do a mass like series of slash in the air, and then you can come down with a hard dive with triangle. Which is just simple. There's nice combos. There's a burst mode system. There's the exploding clothes thing, which completely changes the nature of how you should be playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like the characters and the story. I found myself laughing quite a lot at the very self-aware humor and the very simple thing of like you open with this big fight scene that's done kind of like a 1940s samurai movie, and then it's because the main character is asleep and dreaming that she will be the world's greatest ninja and is being told you're actually the worst ninja we have.
Jesus.
Yeah. But then there's things like, remember, keep your ninja scroll on you. And she said, she's with one person. She says, I keep mine in my back pocket at all times. Okay. I keep mine in my boobs.
No.
Okay. Leading to the other character go, can I take them out? It's completely shameless. It's absolutely shameless, but it's kind of fun.
How many are there? Because there's more than one, right?
Because I first heard about this because there was a fighting game, like a fight, just a normal fighting game on the DS years ago when I vaguely considered getting a DS game library and never did because I only ever played Pokemon on the fucking thing. But there was one I saw in GameStop a few weeks ago, which was a beach swim game.
What's a beach swim game?
I don't know exactly, but it was called Peach something, and there was something about melon slicing and water gun fights and something. When I googled it yesterday, when I was saying like, what are the other games like? It said like uncensored version in Japan.
Ah, of course, yes.
And there's a dating game on Steam, which I don't know if there's an uncensored version of that, but honestly, if you're into Dynasty Warrior games, it's better than several I have played.
Which ones have you played?
I played a few Gundams, I played a few Dynasty Warriors, and there's a few other ones, like random-ass things I've picked up over the years that I can't remember the names of. But if you just want to be able to kick the shit out, like, it was like all these, oh, look at all the sexy ladies attacking you. Who's the boss in this section? The very, 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 very big woman. Who's like, you're the size of a large city block.
Giant woman.
Yeah, and like in that very Japanese thing of just like, she probably has a very deep voice. A very deep voice. But yeah, it's dumbass as dumbass can get, and you need to be able to go like, I am not taking this seriously on any level. But the core gameplay works for me. I'll probably try it again. My phone just bleeped.
Just a moment.
I didn't ask your opinion on anything.
Find any level in your music.
Oh, Mikey.
What's she doing to it? Just sitting there like, I'm playing it myself. But no, honestly, if you're into Dynasty Warrior games, it might be worth a bit of a punt.
Okay.
Yeah, and my phone apparently wants to play it.
Yeah, apparently so. Wow. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've heard about it, but I've only heard people say it's one of those games, and that's been about it.
Yeah, well, you have to sometimes look at one of those games and go like, but is there a reason to play it beyond the fact I don't want to wear pants today?
It's true, yeah. Is it a game you could play without feeling shame, though?
Oh god, no. The amount of jiggle physics, and again, one of the power-ups is take off all your clothes and change the function of the game. Like, how do you explain to your 70-year-old relatives and just like, well, you see.
There's actually a very deep and interesting complex story here. Let me tell
good
you about
mechanics
it.
here. There are good mechanics here.
Oh, that's cool. That's all you've been up to then, Mr. Mikey?
Yep.
Well, that's our show done for this week, everybody. So thank you for listening into the show. Where can people find you on the internet if you want them to, Mr. Mikey?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paleo, and if you want to leave feedback, we haven't done it in a while, but we probably will at some point. You can send us something at themoonbase2@gmail.com or on Twitter, Facebook, Libsyn, Weebly, iTunes, Patreon, wherever you can, people.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Andy?
You can find me on Twitter as CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums, on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You can also head over to Moonbase 2, the Patreon. Patreon.com/Moonbase2. If you do $2 each month, you get the extended version of From the Files of Teltron 2, which we'll be doing and recording at some point this week, I would presume.
Yep.
Because the comics are actually finally out now, so we can do it. Hurrah. And there's also the Moonbase Woo Woo, where we talk about non-transformery things in more detail, which we need to figure out what to do for this month. But there'll be something fun, I'm sure. And you can head over to the ccbunker.weebly.com for all of the other kind of stuff as well, if we're ever invited onto any other podcasts and whatnot. So thank you, Mr. Mikey, for joining me this week.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, that was sinister. And until next week, everybody, we will catch you then. Bye-bye.
Bye, Bonds.